Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm going to show you guys another repair video for my 2006 Freightliner. I have the Detroit S60 14-liter in here. So today what I want to change out is the air release valve here, the park release valve. Mine is still functioning just fine, but you can see on the new one here, it's got these mini lines here, and one of them has a small leak. And there's no way to really just change just one of them, so you are kind of forced into buying the whole thing. And it's primarily just plastic, so it's not hard to see why it would start leaking. So annoyingly, you have to buy this whole kit here, and normally they run between $300 and $350-ish for this. I don't know if I got mine on sale or Freightliner started carrying a new one, but they actually only charged me $250. So I had held off buying this for a while when it was, between $300 and $350, but since it was for $250, I went ahead and bought it. You can see they're color marked. So it'll help you because the lines back there color match. So it'll help you to put them back in the proper place there. But always record your stuff. Take pictures, whatever you need to do to make sure that you get them back in the proper position. Because you don't want to be guessing on something like this, But, so, anyways, I know that videos on semi-trucks are kind of hard to find on YouTube. So I'm going to start posting some, PMs and stuff like that. Different things that I do. Because this is my truck and I'm responsible for all this stuff. So, when you have to be responsible for repairs, you want to save money, so doing things yourself as much as you can helps. Not only that, but knowing all this stuff on the side of the road can help you kind of be like a trucking guru almost, You keep your truck rolling. Everybody's like, man, he's always rolling. They don't know what's going on, but truth is, you have breakdowns like everybody else. You just get it solved, So I'm going to go grab some stuff. And I'll explain what we need to do next. Okay, you can hear this hissing sound. That's coming out of that valve back there. I did take this apart and check the lines, and the lines were good, so it is definitely the part. I definitely checked that before going and spending nearly $300. And for some of you guys, over $300. Just depending again on the dealership, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and start by, with anything involving the airline, I always recommend you drain the air. So, pumping the brakes will only get you so far. So, sorry about this glare, man. It's so annoying. I'll try and do that there. I'm going to hold in the trailer release. I don't have anything hooked up to it. And you can see the air is letting out, and at the same time I'll pump the brakes. Just keep going until I get that down to nothing. Pretty soon, we're going to have to start taking the dash apart. So we're going to start working on that here in a minute. I'll show you how to do that and the rest of the swap here. It's really not too bad. It's just a little time consuming. I'm going to sit here and hold this air out, and then we'll come back. Okay, so now what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take the dash apart. So you're going to start taking all these little trims out. So, soda out of the way. This will pop out like that. Set that out of the way. You have another one here. Just be careful because they're real fragile plastic. Okay, now there's a screw down here that you're going to have to take out. So just don't go, that's why I said don't yank on it too hard, because some of them have these little hidden screws in random spots. Now, I'm going to pull this down, and it just comes out like that. Right there. So now I just need to go grab a Phillips and take this screw out, and this piece will be out of the way. But before I go do that, because I have to go run and grab that, I got my hex key here. You can call it a hex key, you can call it an Allen wrench. They have a bunch of different names. There's a bunch of different types, but I like these here just because they're real nice and easy. And this size here is a Stanley 91-580. I guess that's the model number. It doesn't have a real size on it. It says something 25, but it's hidden. So I'm not exactly sure the size, but just get yourself an Allen set, and it should have this size in here. So you're going to have these 4 screws here, one here, 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 and here. And this is all, of course, after draining all that air out. So make sure that all that air is gone. So I just got this Phillips, or the Phillips that was in here out, and the plastic trim out of here. I got these 4 screws out. And on the way I dropped one of these out of this little crevice here. It fell kind of down in there, so maybe take your cup tray after or something like that, or you know, try not to drop them, because I was lucky enough I got this magnetic stick here. I was able to get it back. But just something that happened to me, so try not to drop your screws. Okay, pause the video.
It's recording.
Okay, so after all that, I got a box up here, so hopefully it'll block some glare. You're going to twist these, and they just unscrew like that. Just remember, the red is top, yellow is bottom. Your new one may or may not come with new ones. Some of them do, some of them don't, so just don't forget. You can lift this just like so out of the dash, and you can see here, get over here, you got some more Phillips. These are actually, I think, are going to stay, yeah, and you just need to focus on these 4, so ignore those Phillips there. And they're the same, it should be the same size Allen or hex key, whatever you want to call it, and they are. So we're going to unscrew these, and then we'll continue the video. Okay, now that we got this out, these 4 screws behind here. Now that we got these 4 out here, you can see it's ready to go, but you can't get to it all the way. So you can just see there's a mess of stuff in there. So I'd recommend you start taking this panel off the side here so you can get to it from the side too. So this just, you push this button here and lift up. That's going to go out of the way. And then you'll see there's another hex style screw in here. So we got that. And this part here actually should just pull out with some clips. See that there? So now you can see the rest of your screws. Screws there. Nothing over there. So we're going to go ahead and get those and try and get this piece out of the way. Okay, so I think it's ready to go. So I just took out this one here. There was this one here, and then on the dash here, there's one back here. So I think that's just 3 of them there. I'm going to try and lift up. Might have to take a few more, but I don't think I do. So just give me a second here. Okay, so after those 3, it just slides back and out. So it just kind of goes under here, and it just comes right out. But now you can see the valve here, all the lines and everything running to it, so we can actually get some stuff done here. So I'm going to pull this out and finagle with it, and then show you the rest from there. Okay, now there's a red line that's really hard to get to. This camera focus. And it's got a little T. So the T is easy to get to, so I just undid the T, and then the next one I undid was the green one, because those are really keeping it in the dash, so I can't pull it out. So now that I got those, I should be able to get it out of the dash, and then I'll salvage this little part for the red T down here. And yeah, so we'll see if I can get it out of the dash now. The same way with all these air lines, you're going to have to push the line in, and then push the little valve down, and it should pull out. It's still going to be hard, especially on this one because it's new, or it's clean anyways. It's not covered in grease and old. So you're going to have to finagle with it. But now I'm going to take this out, hopefully, and get the rest of the lines out of there. Alright, so I forgot that the black line is on this side also. It was hard for me to reach to, so I just got it from the other end. The other end goes up into this T with these other black hoses. And yeah, I just did that. So I'm also going to check this one here. It looks a little crimped, so I'm going to check that too. Make sure that one's still okay. Who knows how long it's been sitting there like that. So, alright. Now, hopefully I can get this out. Okay, so I got this out of here. You can see the black one in. I need to put that back on the new one. Same with this red. The green one will be okay. The orange one came right out. And this blue one here, the line isn't actually blue. It's another black. This one came out kind of awkwardly. It didn't actually want to come out on this fitting here. It came out of that hose there. So they were like, this tube went into that one kind of deal. So I don't know if yours will be like that, but there's something there. On the left is the old one. On the right is the new one. These swivel, so just swivel them in the direction you need them to go to match your dash. And you can see I got the hoses, kind of the ones that need to go back where they are, and I'm going to get it in the dash and get it all connected. To connect them, you just shove the line in there as far as it'll go, and give it a little tug back, and it should be tight. Okay, so now I got all the lines reconnected back where the old ones were. Got the red here, the black that curves up, the green line, this kind of orange line here, and where the blue one was another black one. Yeah, and I got that one in there too. So everything looks good to go. But before you waste all this time put the dash back together, you need to start the truck and build up pressure and listen for leaks and double check your lines, make sure they're on there good. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to double check. Also, something else, if you still have these little caps on your new one, you need to unscrew those because those have to, slide through here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Check my lines, build up some air pressure, and check for leaks. Alright, so we got this part all situated here. So these are ready to go back on. I got these 4 screws on the outside of it screwed back on there. So now it's all flush, everything's connected in. Get our little release valves on. Now, since I already had everything apart, I went ahead and took the rest of the dash apart as well. And I took all of it off so I could go ahead and check for more air leaks. So now I got the release valve silent, and it was the green line that was at fault that busted, and then ironically where the green line follows into, there's another air valve thing down here, splitter, and the green line that goes into it is also leaking. So at some point I need to come back in here and change that end out too. But I got one solved, And eventually I'll have to change that one out too. It's not a big deal, but it's still annoying because I went through all this and I'm still going to have to hear a small air leak. But that's alright. I know exactly what it is now. I used to try and listen. I couldn't tell where it was coming from, and that was why, because it was coming from two different places. So that's just something to look at. If you swap this out and you still hear something, check under here in the dash. There's a valve box down here that a lot of stuff runs air lines through, and you might find something in there. But as for now, I'm just going to go ahead and put this all back together, get my dash back together. I mean, I fixed what I came here to fix, so I'll just have to run across that one next time, and who knows how much that one is. So anyways, I'm gonna get this back together. Okay, so I got the valve all changed out and it's no longer leaking from here, but now it's pushing more air into the bottom valve, which is also leaking. So now basically by fixing one problem I've discovered I actually have two problems. So tomorrow I'm going to have to change that other one out. It'll basically be about as difficult as this one was, so I'll post that one too, and then hopefully my cab will be dead silent again. But it was the green valve from this brake release and the green valve from the switch, both ends. That was the faulty end on both. So it's a little disappointing, but it is what it is. So I'm just going to post that and I'll get back to you. Have a good one.